And pieces getting scattered really everywhere. Not everything that has passed through my hands has ended up in here, but there's a fair amount of stuff. Because I've had studios at home since I was about 20, 21, and some of the odd things have actually lasted right through that whole time. This is quite interesting, this box here. I don't know how I manage without these now. Maybe we've got something slightly more sophisticated. But when I first built my studio at home, I found that I had incredible amounts of problems with, like, the washing machine clicking on and off, or the telephone ringing, or somebody switching on and off a light, or the bloke's minicab radio and stuff like that. And I rang round, and apparently what I required was a radio frequency interference filter. And you pass the mains through it, and it solved all those problems. Not something that you immediately think about when you know, when you're setting up a little studio at home. You think, well, I'll just plug the gear in and away I'll go. But you've got to have one of these radio interference filter. Belling-Lee. They also make ovens, I think. The first machines that I started to use for composition were suggested to me by our manager, Kit Lambert. This is when the group first started, in 1964. And it was he who suggested to me that I might use high-quality field recorders used in the film industry, which is where he came from. They were made by a company called Vortexian. And he explained to me that on certain machines I could bounce from track to track, and each time I bounced, each time I made a copy, I could add things, and so it would give me a good idea of how a record was going to sound. So sad about us. So sad about us. Bad, never meant to break up bad. Now we'll never make a band. The atmosphere of that kind of recording was enough, really, to get across the song to the other guys in the band. Apologies mean nothing when the damage is done. But you can't switch off your loving like you can't switch off the sun. I write on tape, usually. Usually have a few ideas on a piece of paper, a few ideas musically. And I would normally work in a layer of tracks, just maybe a guitar to start with against a drum box, like... And now I've got one track left, over which I shall swear at you. I just wish all this stuff had been around when I had my first studio.